Welcome to the Irrigation Insights Podcast, where we talk about the business of irrigation. I'm your host, Jacob.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And just launch it.
Well, it's pretty cold today.
Yeah. Back in the studio. Missed a week.
Yeah. So what'd you decide on? Are we getting overalls or are we getting pants or undergarments for the cold weather?
I don't know. I don't know what everybody likes.
Maybe we can throw this up on YouTube and get some comments. See what everybody wears. See what all the other guys have their guys wearing during the cold weather.
Yeah, I would like to know what everybody wears.
See what works the best, you know?
Yeah, we got some nice Carhartt jackets, but for pants, I haven't quite figured it out.
Yeah, because that's the worst thing in the world, just getting out there and running inspection and like all of your clothes are soaked, you know.
Yeah.
It's not very much fun.
Well, that's the thing about the undergarments, is your legs are still gonna get wet. They'll keep you really warm, but it's not gonna be waterproof. So
Yeah. I guess if you had maybe some I guess if you did waterproof pants, but they won't be insulated, but you could do waterproof pants with undergarments.
yeah, we could do that.
Like a thermal layer underneath the waterproof pants.
Yeah,
That might work.
yeah.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments on this video what everyone wears during the wintertime.
Yeah, so we definitely have some divas that once it hits 45 degrees, they are
Yeah, 45.
not happy.
I have 39 rolls around. All right, what are we doing? Well, looking at the schedule, looks like working.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know the guys up north are going to be laughing at us like 45.
It's 45, that's like summertime.
Yeah, it's 3 degrees up here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like looking out the window like, well, the sun's out, so I mean, it looks like we're working.
Yeah.
So, well, where are we starting off today?
I don't know. I've been kind of looking at our last few episodes, and they have been so dense, like information dense. Heavy.
I keep telling you that you're cramming too much in everything.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to just like.
I mean, you don't want to be like a freaking content milker, but like you're just packing the information in there, like vacuum sealing it and throwing it in there.
I know.
Like, here you go.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I print off a packet. I don't think it's going to be that much, and then we get into it, and I'm like, oof, this is.
Well, yeah, that one episode, it took you like 35 minutes to get through that service type packet, and I'm just sitting here, and you finally get done with it. I'm like, the freaking episode's over, dude.
Yeah, one of them, I think it was like an hour. I didn't even finish the packet. It was just.
Yeah. Well, it's because you were like, all right, I got 2 packets. I'm going to get through this. You got to the first packet, and there was like 15 minutes left, and you got to the second packet, and you're like, well, shit. So you're like speeding through the second packet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this one, it was too dense for this one, and then you just missed all the good stuff in this one, just trying to like pick out what you need just to get it in.
Yeah, I think it's just too much. I'm trying to. Maybe we just need to stick to like, well, I don't know. I haven't figured out the flow yet.
Yeah. Well, you always want to pack everything in, and all right, you're trying to maximize efficiency, and with this is not really much need.
No.
It doesn't need to be efficient.
No, this needs to be.
Funny.
Yeah, funny. Good conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get some more people in here. We need more guests. Those have been the funnest ones.
Yeah, they have. I found a good guest out of Florida. I just got to see if we can get him on. Big company out of Florida. I got a bunch of technicians I heard there doing things the way we are. Let's see if we can get them on. I think a lot of people are still operating under that competitive mindset.
Yeah, you think those guys in Florida shut down when it's 45?
Oh, no.
No.
Heck no. No. If we can get more people to just start sharing information, to stop.
Yeah, stop thinking about like this is all like everybody's in competition with each other. We are, but we're not.
Right. Yeah, and all
if you're doing everything we're doing, we're not competing with other companies. We're competing with the customer.
Yeah, and ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the biggest HVAC, plumbing, electrical companies in Dallas are all a part of the same mastermind group.
Yeah. Yeah, they all talk to each other. They all know each other. Like, yeah, I saw one that they're like, hey, I saw one of your guys. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Then you got these other guys that like can't stand in the same like zip code as another company. Like, oh, I hate those guys.
Yeah, that's totally wrong. But yeah, we got to start helping each other. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to lift everybody up.
Well, yeah, I was looking at our revenue tracking. Once we get through this week, I think we got some stuff on next week. Or no, I think it's just this week. I think after we close this week, I think we'll be right at what we made this month last year.
Yeah.
And we still got half the month left.
Nice.
We're looking to double again.
Yeah, that's good.
I was looking at the percentages. So our percentages, like 2023, or I think it was looking at that's what it was. I was looking at the percentages against it. Most of them were like, 2023 versus 2024. I think like almost every month was more than plus 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one.
Yeah, a lot of them are like 120 to 160%.
One month is like 320%.
Really? Dang.
But it's just 1 month.
Yeah.
And this one, right now, I think right now, because we're still we're barely halfway through the month, I think we're behind like 30% right now, maybe 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we can at least get, maybe not so much double, maybe we can get positive.
Oh yeah, we'll get positive. Yeah, I was talking to my marketing agency back in November or December, comparing that month to last year, and I was like, man, yeah, this month kind of sucked. And he was like, yeah, everybody's down this month, and I was like, no, we're still up like 35-40%. He was like, oh, okay, well, all of my other companies are down 20%. I was like, oh no, we're up, but every other month we're up 100% or more.
Yeah, it's weird. We're fighting this weird battle, but we're still up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. It's just a choice, really. I mean, that was one thing I was gonna say was, I think a lot of people get into this like, oh, either they want to make more money, but it's always like conditional to them. They're like, well, and I've heard other people tell me this. I was just talking to somebody else about this. Like, well, I'll hire if I can land this contract. If I can get this apartment complex maintenance contract, or something. If I can get this, then I'll hire.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way. Really, you have to just start hiring. You just got to start growing.
Well, I mean, I do agree with that unless his entire business platform is going to revolve around commercial work and contract work.
Yeah.
If you're a company that's only going to do like contract work and stuff like that, once you get, it's kind of like anything else. All right, I got the contract. Now I need to get a couple guys in here to help me do it.
Yeah. Because
you got to think that's where his capital is going to be coming from.
Yeah.
So now if you're like running, I don't know what else to say, but like running the streets, working with people every day, trying to get new customer base using Google and stuff. Yeah, you need to already have those guys because you're going to need them. Yeah. But if you're just specifically doing contract work, you could probably, I could see it making sense for you to wait to get the contract first, if that's what your business platform is going around.
Yeah.
But at the same token, you're going to have a couple contracts up before you can get those guys anyway, because like, all right, say you get an HOA, you get a year contract, you hire those guys. We've been through this. Year comes up, HOA don't renew the contract. Now what?
Yeah. Now what?
If You can't just get that contract with the mindset of, all right, this is paying for my business.
No, definitely not.
You need to go get a couple more. You need to be doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always found we just keep hiring. I mean, even before we really have the work lined out. And then the work comes.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword because it's like the best time to hire people is the wintertime. You got time to train them. You got time to make them what you want to be. You can set them with your best guys, because there's not like an influx of work, so you can set them with your best guys, and your best guys have time to work with them. But then you don't have the cash flow coming in to pay for them.
Yeah, it is.
But then it's like you hire them in the springtime or the summertime when you got the cash flow coming in for it. And it's like you don't have time to train them. You don't have time to set them with your best guys because your best guys are going to be like, I don't have time for this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So then what you end up doing is you end up just kind of like just giving them enough information to make them dangerous. You throw them out in the world and hope it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work very well. And I've seen a lot of people making hiring posts right now.
There's a reason for that. They got time to train them.
Yeah. I still think, being mid-January, it seems early. I think it's a little late.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the business is growing, which it still seems to be, I still believe getting them in end of October.
That's what I say. Yeah, that's early.
End of October, so this is going to sound horrible. The end of October, for us, the end of October is when we're going to be looking at, all right, let's get some more people in here. We're already going to be looking at yearly revenues. All right, who's coming in behind? That's the time when you need to look at getting new people in and possibly getting some of the old people out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call that top grading.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you're not working. Let's replace you.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going to be replacing people, or if you're just expanding, but
yeah, because there's a lot of companies that they decide somebody's getting fired 6 months before they get fired. Like, all right, let's just go ahead and we'll just keep him throughout this year, and then we'll rotate him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll get this new guy in. Once the busy's over, we'll keep him through the busy season because he knows what he's doing. We just want to get rid of him because of other reasons.
yeah,
So we'll just keep him through the busy season, plan on replacing him, hire somebody. All right, you're done.
yeah, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, October's early. If you're hiring seasonally, I think October's early. Then you have a whole lot of time to train.
Yeah. You got time for sales training. You got time for, some road experience. You got time for your best guys to work with them,
Yeah, getting licensed, everything you got 6 months from October to March, really, or however many months that is.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time. Really, I think the goal is to always be hiring, just constant. But if you're doing seasonally, because right now, if you're just now making posts mid-January, you're not going to get somebody till mid-February.
Unless they're only going to hire people with prior experience.
Yeah, and that's a whole different. That's tough.
That's a whole different animal because I think me and you have done most of the hiring and the training here, and I know it works on some occasions, but for us, it's really only worked. Really, in reality, it's only worked once.
Mm-hmm.
I've always taken the philosophy of it's better to take the extra couple months it takes to train a completely green and fresh guy than it is to take somebody that's already got experience or already got, previous, operations training on, doing the job and trying to take that person and mold him into what you want him to be.
Yeah.
I think Eric was the only person we made that exception with.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out.
Yeah, Eric worked. But even then, we were nervous. I was like, oof, I did not know if this was going to work.
Well, yeah, because some of the first people we hired already had previous experience, and it's like trying to get people to break habits, do it the way you want to do it. It's like, man, it feels like you're cutting their arm off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, when you get somebody completely fresh, you can make them what you want to be. I mean, and that's pretty much, that's industry standard across, it's hard to break old habits.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard. Yeah. And I see all these posts right now too. I mean, I could pull them up on Facebook. All these Facebook pages, their hiring posts suck. And we've talked about this, but it's like city, yeah, we're hiring in New Jersey, $18 to $23 an hour. Even if it's more, $25 to $28 an hour. Email me if you're interested. Or they'll list must have this, must be experienced with 2-wire, must have 5 years experience, all this and this. Even if they're paying great, it's just, they just suck. And they have no comment, and nothing is enticing about it.
No. Looking through job. I was looking through job postings the other day, just to be looking, and I remember what it's like to go through like Monster, like just job listings, and the most annoying thing of looking through job posts is so many places they won't tell you what they pay. It's like, okay, well, that's cool that you don't want to put it in your job posting because you don't want people to hire on to a job for the money, but I mean that's what we do. Mm-hmm. Nobody, I don't know, I've met no one that is like, oh, I can't wait to go to work, or be like, I would do this job for free. Like,
yeah.
If you can do your job for free, then you're not getting paid enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very, yeah.
Somebody told me one time, and I think a lot of people have been told this, like, if you get the job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And to me, it's like, you always want to be at work, or you'll feel like you always want to be at work. And I'm like, I guarantee you, everyone, I would bet large amounts of money that at least, or probably everyone that's had a job or is working a job that they really love, and probably for the most part, they do love their job, but I guarantee you there's been at least one day where they woke up and said, I really don't want to go today. Mm-hmm. Even if they used their PTO that day, or if they didn't use PTO, or they went anyway and didn't want to go, that one day comes for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
You got a family member pass away, or, you find out some bad news, or, just, you could be watching one of your favorite TV shows and have one of your favorite characters die in the TV show, and people get it's reality, people get depressed about it, and, they're just like, I really don't want to go to work.
Yeah, day after the Super Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, you bet large sums of money on the freaking Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. I mean, just anything stupid like that. Yeah. I guarantee you everybody has felt that at least once. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like, I've always been told a job is a job. You don't go to work because you like it. You go to work because of everything else you like. And as bad as that is, unfortunately, that's just the way life is.
Yeah. I didn't start an irrigation business because I had a passion for irrigation.
No. You start a business because you want to succeed. You want to have something to look forward to. Have a legacy, or pay for your life. Even if you want to make all this money just to blow it all on a freaking pontoon boat. I mean, at least you have a goal.
Yeah.
People, and I disagree with it a little bit too. Even these guys that are like running these like big companies around here, and like you go like Neighbor's Roof, and you go by that guy's house in freaking Heath, and it's like it looks like a freaking cat. Like it's got like a freaking giant stone wall, and the grass year round looks like somebody went out there and freaking rolled green paint on it. I mean, it's beautiful. But you look at all that and you're like, man, all that money just wasted. But even though it's wasted, the guy had a goal. Mm-hmm. Like, as stupid as it sounds, like everybody's blowing all their money on big vehicles and all this stuff, and it's like, well, if you look at the base of it, that obviously was his goal. At least he had a goal. Some people don't even have a goal.
Yeah, no doubt.
And a goal in a business is very important.
Yeah, I will say it. Yeah, I definitely didn't start with a passion.
Even if your goal is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, because somebody, as long as you have a goal, or something you want, that's going to feed you motivation to drive forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once you get that motivation, get rolling. You know, somebody along the way can tell you, dude, what are you doing? Why are you spending all your money on this? At least that can happen. That'll happen at some point anyway, and you might even come to that conclusion on your own.
Yeah.
But at least you have something in the beginning to motivate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for some people it's, well, I don't want to work for somebody anymore. For some people it's like, man, I just want a giant truck. I mean,
Yeah.
Motivation is motivation. No matter where it comes from, it's always good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, if what motivates you is to have, a cocaine business offshore, I mean, but at least you got something to motivate you.
Yeah, you got something to work for.
You know, again, along the way, somebody can say, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You got so much more. You built so much just for so little. You know, but that's what success coaches are for.
Yeah.
We're not success coaches.
I think no.
I mean, we kind of are a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think as the business owner, your why, whatever it is. I mean, I don't want a huge mansion or anything like that.
Because we're definitely sitting in a house you could have afforded on your city salary.
Yeah, no, I don't.
If you'd stayed this amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want a whole bunch of money. I just want it really. I think I want to see how far we can take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like growing. It's literally like raising a child.
Yeah, really. I want to see how far we can go. And I want to stop. I think if your why is money, once you start making a certain amount, then you'll stop growing, and then everything kind of goes downhill from there. You know, like if we got to where we are right now, if my goal was money and we got to where we are right now, I might say, all right, well, no need to hire anymore. No need to do.
We hit our goal. Well, then it's no longer a goal. You just capped yourself.
Yeah, we capped ourselves, and then the problem with that is it caps everyone else that works here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then you can't afford to give them raises because the business isn't growing.
Yeah, they won't be able to promote. So it's like, all right, all you technicians, you'll only ever be technicians. Eventually, they're gonna either just accept that reality, or they'll be like, I don't want to be a technician forever, so I'm gonna go work somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm gonna work for this other company.
Yeah. It just puts a cap on it. So my goal isn't really money. It's just kind of just to see how far we can grow it. I think, I heard that, as the owner, your why has to be big enough to put everybody else's why inside of it. You know?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So if everybody wants, I assume everybody wants to own a home. Everybody wants to maybe take a vacation once a year. Everybody wants, semi-nice vehicles and things like that. So I'm going to put all of that inside what we're doing. So we got to grow big enough to where everybody can have that. And then past that is just extra.
Yeah. Everything else is, stuff you put on the table to make the table look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is you got the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when, once you get the dining table for your family, then all the other stuff like coasters and like table covers, play plates, or just decorations.
Yeah.
Just decorations.
Yeah, and you'll still see people that are like, I've seen this on there. I'm like, why are you growing? Just to grow? I was like, no,
isn't
because
that the point?
well, yeah, but like I have people here. I don't want them just. Some of these guys are like 22, 24, 26. I don't want them just to be like, okay, well, hey, this is your position. This is what you're going to be doing for the next 40 years.
Yeah,
or
you're gonna do this till you retire, and then you're gonna die.
Yeah, or you have to quit. Like, this is what kind of life is that?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, and that's why your turnover is going to be high, because eventually that's going to click in their head. Like, okay, well,
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, either I'm here or I have to leave. So you have to keep growing.
Yeah, and there's always gonna be new guys coming in, always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually, You're going to have all these old guys running around that, these new guys, even as a business owner, even if you're not growing, these guys are going to start getting old. Maybe you're going to hire somebody. That new guy's going to run circles around your old guy eventually, and you're going to be like, well, why am I keeping this guy around?
Yeah.
You just end up letting him go. He spent, 15 years with you, and you just fired him.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be crappy.
When really he had value somewhere else. You just didn't, but because you didn't grow the business, you never got to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He never got to show you the value. He never got to show you his value once that part of his value was done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that would be so sad. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That does happen.
Yeah. So I don't think we've been too dense yet.
No.
You hadn't read a 100-page packet yet.
No. And we've been getting some people reaching out to us. I had some of these emails, people reaching out to us, going to my junk folder. So I found them. By the time the people that reached out, by the time you hear this, I'll have called you back. So, yeah. Anybody else that wants to reach out to us, and we'll give you a call. One guy, he wants to talk about software. Yeah, we've talked about, but we're running Service Titan. We've talked about software.
Yeah.
That's still something I see on these Facebook groups all the time. What software?
Oh my God, I still see people posting about paper invoices, and it makes my blood boil just reading it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, really,
what are you doing?
it's crazy. Yeah, it's 2025 now.
Yeah, it just turned 2025, and I'm still reading about this guy writing his freaking invoices on one of those old school receipt books where you pull it and it leaves the yellow paper behind. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's nuts. And what's he doing with his copy? For getting in the truck, throwing it on the dash,
Yeah.
and taking off. Good luck finding that thing when they call you back for a warranty.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it becomes a paper nightmare. You can't track anything. It's a pain in the butt.
oh, it's nuts. No, I see people asking for software, and people are like,
Not Java.
they're listing all these softwares I never heard. Like, this $35 a month one's good until you hit 900,000 a year and all this stuff. And I think I don't agree with that. I mean, if you can make it work, I guess. But
There are some things that you've learned. Well, yeah, that you've learned that it's bigger. It's a bigger step than what you wanted to take. But some of those you have to take the bigger steps.
yeah, I think to get the most robust software you can as early as you can.
You don't want to be training your guys on new software every year. You just don't.
No,
That's just going to piss them off.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's a nightmare to do. I got on Service Titan. We went from Jobber to Service Titan, and we won't be doing another one. And
We don't need to.
no. I mean, maybe in 10, 15 years, if Service Titan goes down and something way better comes up, we will. But definitely not anytime soon.
Yeah, I still do think at some point we need to have our own software like it, but that's a little ways down the road.
Yeah, that would be.
I think really that should be your only next graduation point, is having your own software written like that.
Yeah, I mean, even then though, I'd probably.
Because then
I don't know what I would do different than Service Titan.
well, you'd have somebody write you a software that works just like it,
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
and you can have it written more catered to us,
I'm trying to think.
and you don't have monthly overhead pays on it.
I was gonna say, like, is the amount of money I spent on Service Titan, if I paid somebody $100,000 to write my own, it would pay for itself in a year.
Yeah, because once it's written, it's done,
Yeah, that's true.
and then we don't have to worry about Service Titan going out of business.
That's true. That's not. Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah, and it's all in house. Once you start moving some of that stuff in house, you start getting rid of some overhead. We even with Service Titan, we know there's still holes in it. We have somebody build a software. More than likely what it's going to be is you're going to pay them to write the software. We're going to get it. Be like, well, I want this and this and this in there too. And then once it's all done, then all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing about the other thing you got to look at a software is what's their R&D team, their research and development team like? because Service Titan is doing updates constantly. Anything that comes out, Service Titan's taking it. So like Chirp, the automatic text and email software that everybody, we use Chirp. Chirp is a big one. Hatch is a big one. So when they came on the scene, Service Titan sees that and they say, "Oh, okay, well,
Let's integrate it."
Yeah, we're gonna make our own version of that and put it in the software. Real Voice, that's listening to the technicians sell jobs and training other technicians. They're recording the sales process on site through the iPad. Service Titan sees that and they say, "Oh, nice.
Let's integrate it.
Yeah, we're gonna make our own. Put it in there." Everything, every new software that comes out there, Service Titan sees it, makes their own. So if you say, "Well, I don't want Service Titan, I'm going to go with Jobber," Jobber's not doing that. They don't have the funds to do that.
No. Well, and their software doesn't integrate very well with anything.
Yeah, I mean, it may now, but it didn't when we had it.
No. It barely integrates with what you're doing.
Yeah, no. But, with Service Titan now, you have to be a certain size. You have to have a full-time office staff. You can't use a Service Titan without full-time office staff. At least one person in the office. You have to have it. You have to have a certain amount of technicians, which that might be kind of dumb, but they want to make a certain amount of money off of you.
Well, they want to make a certain amount of money off of you, and they don't want the amount to be so high that it's capping you or it's hurting you.
Yeah. But yeah, just get the most robust software because it's gonna help you. The amount of everything it does will help you launch. So don't cheap out. This one's only $35. This one's $120. Let me just do what will get me by. Go for that big one. If you're like, that's $1,800 a month. Who cares? It's gonna pay for itself if you use all the features. If you make it work.
Yeah, it might be a little rough in the beginning once you're trying to get used to it, but once you get moving on, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and Service Titan says too, I mean, their whole thing was like, because so many big companies, $50 million, $100 million, $250 million companies are on it, they already know what it takes to be successful. So their whole thing is like, we're already giving you all of the answers and all of the tools to be successful. We're just giving it to you. All you have to do is implement it. Like here's the features. Some of them may cost a little extra, but most of them they're just giving it to you and saying, here's everything you need. Here's all the resources you need. This is what all the big companies are doing. All you got to do is turn it on.
Yep. True.
And then once you just start turning all that stuff on, implementing everything, you'll see your revenue start to go up.
Yeah, because you have the ability to track the holes in your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What am I missing out on?
Yeah. That's when you really start working on the business.
In reality, what you're missing out on is not having a stack of receipts on your dash.
Yeah. 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 People go for the quick fixes.
Quick fixes don't work.
Mm-mm.
They don't even work in the job.
No, yeah, I know.
The quick fixes never work.
No. Some people do that.
You know how many people whine and cry about slip fixes on those irrigator forums? Whine and cry about slip fixes. But then they'll whine and cry. You ask them, like, what's wrong with slip? What's a quick fix? Not the right way to do it. But then they'll go and cheap out somewhere else. And it's like, don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Just accept that there's a use for it. There's a time and place to use it. Even if you don't believe in them. There's some people that just straight up don't believe in them, and I'm like, well, that's silly because everything that they make has a time and place for it to be used.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People are cheaping out. You still see people that will leave repairs. I saw somebody arguing for that. Let me just do this one little Band-Aid. I saw some guy saying that. Well, I'll just patch it up. That way, though, there'll still be work for me in the future. How do you know they're going to call you in the future?
Yeah. all you're doing is giving yourself a bad rep.
Yeah. You're keeping yourself low average ticket. Well, we showed that some of these big companies, their retention rate's only like 10%. How do you know they're going to call you back? Maybe that customer wants everything fixed right now instead of just doing it for $150.
Now, why in any business are we telling the customer what they want?
Mm-hmm.
You can make suggestions, but don't ever assume what they want, because you don't know what they want.
No, you have no idea. No, and we still have.
One guy might want to spend a couple $1 million with you because he's got all these different properties. Another guy might have just wanted somebody to talk to. I mean, you don't know what they want.
No. Yeah, we had a commercial job that was that way, that wanted to spend like an extra $50,000 just because he wanted to do things.
He wanted to do things his own special way, and it's like, we're in the business. That's what we do. We should be doing that, and apparently that's not what happened. So that's another issue, though.
Yeah, if they want to spend the money, because they want it that way,
Yeah.
let them. That's what's going to make them happy.
I mean, again, if you want to take pipe, if the customer wants you to take pipe and trench under the concrete in the street and immediately 90 it back into their yard, does it make sense? No. Okay, well, are you going to pay for me to do that? Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as they're not asking you to do anything
Illegal.
Yeah, illegal.
Illegal or out of code.
Yeah.
If you want a 3,500 MP on top of your chimney of your house, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
X amount of dollars. All right, cool. I'm running funny pipe straight up there.
Yeah. Maybe they're worried about freaking all these fires going on.
Yeah, they're putting a freaking suppression system on their house.
Yeah. Well, whatever, dude. Let's do it.
Nah. But people are funny. There's so many people you read about, you see them on the Facebook pages, and you're just like, man, you're just cutting yourself short is all you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I don't know. We went back and forth of starting this podcast, but so many people don't implement. We can give all the secrets away, but if you don't implement, it won't help you, and we won't have any more competition than we do now.
No.
And I've had people that I know here in Dallas having an irrigation company that compete with me directly in my service area that come up to me, and we got 1,500 reviews. They have 50. And how do you have so many reviews? I told them exactly what I do. I check with them a month later. They got 51 reviews.
Yeah, they don't implement it.
What?
Which is funny because you would think, because you know what it is, they leave and they're like, there's no way that works. And it's like, well, why did you ask in the first place? One, and two, obviously you've seen that it works.
Yeah.
They just don't want to implement it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do things their own way, and that's fine, but at some point you just got to accept what works and just roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to set pride aside.
Yeah. Maybe your idea isn't the right idea.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff we're sitting here talking about ain't even our idea. It's just big companies' idea that we're just putting into the irrigation world.
Copy and paste.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that drives me.
People get so caught up in being original. Like, I want to do things my way. I want to do it like this. It's going to be done like this, and it's going to work. Like, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they will drive themselves in the ground, and then the business, it'll go out of business. And they're like, well, I really couldn't get this, blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, that's your process is to blame.
Mm-hmm.
They won't see it.
Yeah.
There are some people that are just. You have to think. There's a lot of things you have to be able to think objectively.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do.
You can't think objectively. Don't even try. Just don't even start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because eventually, even if you know exactly how to do it the right way, if you're going to have to think objectively at some point, something's going to change. You're going to have an open mind to it, and it just won't work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can have an original idea, but and test it out. But if it ain't working, you got to be able to step back
and change.
What the heck is going on? Because this ain't working.
Yeah.
What is working? Who's making? And I think that's what we always do. Is kind of like, what's our end goal? What are we trying to accomplish? And then work backwards. What can we do to get there?
I can tell you our best working ideas were the ones that me and you looked at each other and like, there's no way that works.
Oh, dude, every time.
No
man.
way.
Every time, because we'll try one thing, doesn't work. I'm like, okay, well, try something else, and then it's always the one thing, and you're like, that doesn't even make sense.
And it works.
Yeah, like whatever, man. If it's working, let's just keep it, I guess. And
I guarantee you, if I ask all of our technicians, if I took a poll and asked everybody that works for us and say, what do you think when you don't close the sale? What do you think is the customer's issue? And I guarantee you almost every one of them will say price. And I've talked to every single one of their customers following up, and I've seen, out of all the people I've talked to so far, I've had one customer complain about the price.
yeah,
And if they weren't even complaining about the price, they wanted a price that they saw inside the app because it was showing them a discount that they didn't qualify for and they wanted it. So it's like they weren't even complaining about the price. She was just like, well, I want that price. I can see it here. It wasn't like she was like, well, I can't afford that, or no, I think it's too expensive. No, she didn't say that. She just said, I see this price here. I want that price.
yeah. But guaranteed, every time we have meetings, it's always price. It's always price. They just
We're
can't
too high
afford
on this. We're too high on that. I think we need to go. I think we need to go down. And I'm following up with their customers, and I'm like, no,
it. Yeah,
no, y'all need to be nicer. Is what the problem is.
yeah. It's the process.
Yeah.
You just smile more. Yeah, it's all that. Which just reaffirms, because I'm always going into the meetings like, dude, we're not that expensive. There's no way we're that expensive. And they always, yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm like, there's no way, dude. There's no way. And that just, I mean,
I'm guilty of it. I believed it too for the longest time.
yeah.
It's like,
I mean, everybody was so strong on it. I almost started to believe it, but I just kept. I was like, it can't be. It just can't be.
yeah. But that right there, it's like there's no way. There's no way that it could be anything but price. And then I start asking these people, and I'm like, I'm still haven't found anybody yet that's like, oh, y'all are too high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, one or two, who cares? But yeah.
And I'm waiting for it to happen too, where I ask one of the guys like, hey, what happened here? Oh, well, they said we're too expensive. And then I call them, and they're like, no, I like the price. I just didn't like him. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And I'm like, oh, cool. So, I want to take that information and raise every price we got by 20% immediately.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's just the way it is. I mean, we've read that in the packets. We've been reading about it on forums, looking. Other podcasts we listen to, they all say, it's not your price, and we're like, man, it kind of has to be. But then you're like, no, I don't think so. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great.
They always say price is like number 6 or 7 thing. Mm-hmm. It's just the easiest thing to say, really. But they're not even saying. I wonder what the objection is that those guys are getting. Like if on site.
Probably the same objections we are. The easy ones to spit out. Oh, I got to talk to my wife, or oh, it's too expensive, or oh, just I don't want to do it right now. Just give me a quote. They probably get the same objections we do.
Yeah. So you're going to hear that, but those are all smoke screens, which we knew. And then you find out, really, they just...
It's getting your guys to get down to the real objective and then solving it.
Yeah.
Getting them to push a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I've done it. I've had success with it, and I've had failures with it, so it doesn't always work. It's not a perfect system.
Yeah. And really, maybe they just didn't feel like you were going to solve their core issue. They didn't have confidence in you. You didn't smile enough, so you weren't super friendly.
Those are the complaints I get on unsold estimates. Those right there.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really like the guy, or I wasn't confident that he could fix it, or I felt like he didn't address my issue. He just come out and told me something else. Those are the complaints that we get. Not, oh, you're too expensive.
Yeah.
Never.
And those are valid.
Yeah.
Because if it's like, well, I'm not going to spend $800 if I'm not confident that my main concern is going to be fixed. That's it. I wouldn't either.
No, yeah. So it's hilarious, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I was reading on Facebook, somebody even asked, like, how often are you guys following up, or do you guys follow up this and that? And man, you should. I don't know if you saw that post. You should have read it. It's funny, but it's not funny because half the people said, nope, I don't follow up, or I follow up 2 weeks later, once. Just terrible follow-up processes.
Well, and you've always had a terrible follow-up process, so.
Yeah, I have, but we have an automated follow-up process. I have never done it as in-depth as you are.
Yeah, almost everyone so far that I've talked to has, except for one guy, and he was just rude. And I don't think he was being rude just because he didn't like what I was doing. I think he was just in the middle of something, and he accidentally answered my call, and I interrupted him. So, but almost everybody's like, I appreciate you calling me. It definitely shows. It definitely shows y'all's, I guess courtesy would be the right word. Almost everybody's thanked me for calling them and following up with them. The people that answer. A lot of people don't answer.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Well, a lot of contractors don't see the importance of it. They think if it's not closed right then there's no way they're going to be able to close it later.
True.
But you close plenty over the phone after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just got to start tracking it now.
Yeah.
I start tracking it and then just keep doing it. We got plenty of guys that can write up estimates and leave them open. I know. I see them every day.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not in the business of making estimates.
Yeah. I'm about to be in the business of giving all the revenue away is what I'm about to be in.
Yeah. Giving their jobs away.
Yeah.
I think people don't, like contractors, these guys don't realize like what running a business is. They think, oh, I'm a good technician. Let me start a business. You can be the best technician in the world. You could be able to just walk up to a house and have any problem solved within 30 seconds. But that doesn't mean you're a good business. If you don't answer the phone, if you don't follow up, if your average ticket sucks, like if all of your KPIs are terrible, then you're not good at running a business. But people get it flipped in their head because they think like, I'm an excellent technician, so that equals excellent irrigation business owner. They're unrelated.
Yeah, you do not have to be good at both.
Yeah, case in point, me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the best business owner, but I am not a technician.
No, I would, as a service manager, I would be afraid to send you to a job.
I can't.
I would be afraid.
I mean, I can go do a couple of head changes, but that's about it.
No, I would if you got on a job site and had to diagnose anything, I would be afraid.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well.
I would be like, all right, this is gonna be a 0.
Yeah, I can go do warranties for some things.
Yeah,
but that's
man. I'm just thinking about having to like send you to a wiring issue. And I'm
like, there's no.
Just the whole time that I'm watching you drive there on the dispatch board, I'm like, this is getting rescheduled. I know it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to send somebody else. Like, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah. And I'm a licensed irrigator. Been there, done it, took the class, passed it, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I can hand you a multimeter and you not know everything about it.
I mean, I can work.
Yeah, you can flip the switch. Yeah, I'm sure you could do that.
I mean, I can check the solenoids and see if they're in range and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, could you tell me the difference between a bad solenoid and a bad wire nut just by looking at the multimeter? Because I can.
No, I can't. That's what I say. You could do a lot more with it.
Yeah. While you're out there digging a bunch of holes in the yard everywhere trying to find the problem, I can be like, there it is.
Yeah. No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's my point. It's like people, they're not focused enough on the KPIs. They don't care about answering the phone. They don't care about their average ticket, their follow-ups, their conversion rates, their booking rates. They don't care about all that stuff, and that's what running a business is. And if they miss a call, no big deal. If they don't book that call, no big deal. I'll get the next one. No, you got to get them all. You have to get them all. Like that's the goal. Like you want to get as close to 100% as possible. Yeah.
Well, I think we need to use this episode as a time for everyone to post some comments, reach out to us. Because I mean, we've got no research here. We're just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking. Yeah.
I think
Like and subscribe on YouTube. Rate us on Apple. Leave us some comments.
Yeah.
Send us some questions on our website.
some people. I mean, we'd love to do we'd love to do Zoom integrations here. Bring some people in, talk to them. Doesn't always have to be in person. This can be a people's episode. Hey, reach out to us. We're here.
Yeah. If there's a big irrigation company where you are, send us their info, and we'll try to get them on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I got some I'm reaching out to in different states, so I don't. There's so many out there that I don't know who they are, but if they're big, especially in the residential game, because that's really what we are focused on. But even if they're commercial, send them over. Just that way we can try to get them on and get some.
Get some variety in here. That's what we need ultimately.
Yeah, we can all learn from each other, pass the information out.
Oh, well, I guess I'll see you in a couple of days at the Rainbird banquet.
Yeah. All right. Well, see y'all next time.
All right.